Welcome to Tech.S.A.V.E 101, AI and Automation Made Simple. Hi, I'm Sarah Baker, your new Tech.S.A.V.E bestie. I'm a technology and automation coach, an online business owner, and a crazy busy mom of 3 kids under 10. Whether you're just starting to explore AI or you're ready to level up your tech game, I'm here to help make it all feel absolutely doable. No complicated jargon, no endless tutorials, just shortcuts and simple solutions that you can start using in your business right away. So, if you're ready to start saving hours every day with smart systems and AI tools, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome back to Tech.S.A.V.E 101, AI and Automation Made Simple. I'm Sarah Baker, your Tech.S.A.V.E bestie who's here to help you simplify tech, ditch the content burnout, and build a business that works around your life, not the other way around. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. You are about to hear the replay of my live webinar, the 2-hour per week AI strategy to escape the social media grind and grow your business 24/7. I know a bunch of you wanted to come live, but life and sometimes tech hiccups happen. So I'm dropping it here on the podcast because honestly, the feedback from the live chat was amazing and I don't want you to miss this. This is the exact strategy I use and that I teach inside of my course, AI Evergreen Content Machine, on how to create content that keeps working long after you hit publish. So you're not stuck on the post and pray hamster wheel. You're no longer glued to Instagram 24/7 or stuck trying to keep up with the endless algorithm changes that seem to happen every week. Now, 2 quick notes before we dive in. 1, this is the audio of the webinar. So if you want to see the slides and the visuals that I shared during the live webinar, I've got you. Check out the link in the show notes for the full video replay down below of this episode. And 2, the doors are now open for AI Evergreen Content Machine. It is officially open. This is my signature course that shows you exactly how to use AI to plan, create, and repurpose strategic content that grows your business on autopilot, even when you are relaxing and living your life. Doors close, though, on Saturday at midnight Eastern. So if you have been thinking, oh my gosh, I need this kind of energy in my business, now is your time. The link to check it out is also in the show notes below. All right, let's hop into the replay and I will meet you back here, same time, same place, with a fresh new episode of Tech.S.A.V.E 101, AI and Automation Made Simple. I'll see you really soon. Welcome to the 2-hour per week AI strategy to escape the social media grind and grow your business 24/7. So here's my promise to you. You are going to learn how to grow your business around the clock using a repeatable AI content system in just 2 hours per week, and how to finally escape the social media grind. First off, I want to introduce myself. I'm Sarah Baker. I have been running my online business since 2021 when I did a full 180 in my career after my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 3. You can see him in the picture there. He is a twin. I do have 3 kids. At the time of his diagnosis, I was a top producing realtor, but at the expense of working an insane number of hours out of my house and away from my kids. And when he was diagnosed, I chose to walk away from the career that I was in and begin my online business. And as I'm sure many of you can relate to, one of the very first things I started hearing from literally everyone was post every day, post 3 times per day, post all the time. And I did. And man, did I try. I threw myself in head first. I had spreadsheets, I had trending audios, I had B-roll folders on my phone, and I had hooks, and I was spending hours every day creating reels and TikToks and so much cringe content, like super cringe. But you know what I wasn't doing? I wasn't building an actual business because I was freaking exhausted from creating content. And I was so focused on creating that content and posting and posting and posting and posting that my eyes weren't on the bigger picture. If this sounds familiar, and if you have also found yourself in that trap, comment cringe in the comments. But then I started talking to other business owners across all niches, not even just online business owners, but service providers and in-person business owners too, about how freaking burnt out I was from this endless, exhausting grind of social media content creation. And I realized that this was a really common issue and I was not alone. And I realized that this was not a sustainable path. So I took a step back and I figured out a different way. And that is what led us all here today. So I am really thrilled to welcome you to this webinar, and I am so excited to talk with you about this more sustainable system that I have developed, and I'm super excited to get started. So I also want to start with a couple of quick housekeeping reminders. I'm really going to try to keep this to an hour. I want to respect your time. I encourage you to turn off any distractions if possible so that you can get the most out of every minute we have together. If you have any questions during the webinar, I encourage you to drop them in the Q&A only box in the chat so that I don't miss them. I am going to try to ignore the chat while I am presenting, because I promise you, if I start diving into the chat, we will not get through half of what I have prepared for you. So the Q&A portion of the box looks like, or of the chat looks like that. So drop your questions there. And when we get to the end, I will dive into all of the questions. Here's my promise to you of what we're going to dive into today. I have 3 things. First is how to stop relying on social media for business growth. Second, why you really only need 2 hours per week to create all of your social media content or all of your content in general to market your business if you have the right system for business growth. And third, how AI can help you to show up everywhere without burning out. Then I'm going to talk about how I can help you to develop this system. And finally, we'll wrap up with some question and answer. So the best part is what you very well may be spending 10 or more hours per week on, you will have a crystal clear idea of how to make this a reality 60 minutes from now. So if that sounds good, drop ready in the chat if you're excited to learn about it. So I'm going to show you how to simplify, systematize, and finally make content creation feel easy, all by using AI and a very simple strategy that actually fits your business and your life. That's it. And you will know that this webinar is perfect for you if you are like Rachel. Rachel is a website designer for wellness brands who is incredible at helping health coaches and nutritionists create beautiful, strategic websites. But between balancing client deadlines and endless administrative tasks, often she finds that marketing her own business kind of falls to the bottom of her priority list. She is super tired of relying on referrals and Instagram to keep her schedule and her bank account full. Rachel finds that she's really ready for a system that brings in her dream clients on autopilot without having to post daily or constantly chase the algorithm. Or maybe you're like Amanda, who is a mindset and confidence coach who helps women break through self-doubt and imposter syndrome. But often when it comes to creating her own content, she's the one stuck overthinking. Amanda knows that evergreen content could build her credibility and trust, but when it comes to the doing side of it all, she feels really overwhelmed and confused. Amanda's not looking for another just to-do list. She really wants to build authority without building her burnout with content that keeps working even when she's off the clock. Or maybe you're more like Chris, who has a local coffee shop with an online store. He runs a super cozy cafe in Vermont. He sells his signature coffee blends online, but getting that more consistent traffic to that online shop just feels like he's pushing a boulder uphill all the time. He's tired of boosting posts and making reels, but he feels like it's kind of hit or miss, like throwing spaghetti at the wall. And Chris wants a way to grow his brand and drive sales without always having to be on. He's not looking to go viral. He just wants a way to make a smarter system that gets more consistent eyes on his offers with content that keeps showing up, because Chris just wants to focus on what he loves, which is coffee. So any if you see yourself in any of these stories, you are right where you need to be. And if you recognize yourself in Rachel or Amanda or Chris, know that you're in the right place, because the answer to your social media exhaustion isn't more batching. It's not posting more consistently, and it's definitely not dancing on reels. It's about building a simple evergreen system that shows up even when you don't. And that's exactly what we're diving into today in this webinar: how to use evergreen content powered by AI and automation to finally break free from that grind. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to show you how to put it all together in 2 hours per week inside my program, AI Evergreen Content Machine. So we'll get to that at the end. And my mission today isn't just to teach, it's also to serve you and to give you a real shift in how you think about your content and your time and your ability to scale your business sustainably. I created this entire webinar because I know you're tired of doing everything on social and still feeling invisible. And I want to help you because I know how exhausted you are from like the post and pray hamster wheel that never feels like it pays off. And I know you're overwhelmed by the constant pressure to show up with fresh content every single day. And I know that you're out there doing all the things, the reels, the stories, the content calendars, and I know how exhausting it is. And if we're being honest, I know that you're likely still not seeing the kind of results that match the amount of effort you're putting in. I know you're craving strategic visibility, meaning content that actually lasts and keeps working even when you're not, even when you're relaxing and spending time with your family. And maybe you've even thought about walking away because you're just so freaking tired of working this hard with no results to show for it. And I'm going to get up on a soapbox here because I am so passionate about this. I get it. I get that you've been showing up and doing everything that everyone, all those gurus out there say to do, and you're not seeing the results. You're not seeing the growth or the traffic or the freedom that you thought you'd have by building this business. And I am so passionate about this because it doesn't have to feel this hard. Burnout shouldn't be the price of building a business. And walking away is not your only option. There is a better, more sustainable, smarter way forward. And I've just seen so many entrepreneurs walk away from businesses that they built and they were so passionate and excited about when they started. And it breaks my heart because I know there's an easier way, and you don't have to choose between visibility and sanity, or hustling 24/7, or burning yourself out just to be seen. You can really have it all. You can have consistency and boundaries, growth and rest, and you can build a system that gives you your time and your energy and your joy back. And so honestly, like, I am so passionate about this because it breaks my heart seeing people give up on something they are so passionate about when I know that there is another way. So this training exists so that you don't quit. I want you to know that I see you and I have been there. And today I'm showing you the other way. So I also want to promise you that if you hang with me till the end of this training, I have an awesome stay till the end bonus. This is a total no fluff guide to the top 20 AI tools. I have personally tested every single tool in this guide. I love them. They are amazing, time-saving tools that will help you skip the endless Googling and actually start using what works to save you time. So stay till the end. I will drop the link in the chat during the FAQs. You don't have to enter any contact information. You can just scoop it up and start using it right away. So I'm going to check the chat really fast. Oh, Sorry, Megan. I just saw that you. I'm sorry. It kept clicking to try to get in. I'm glad you got here. And I apologize for that, but I'm glad you're here. All right. Before we dive into the strategy, I wanted to share a very quick story because if you are feeling overwhelmed or behind, I want you to know that I've been there too. When I started my online business, I was putting on a good face, working, 1 to 2 hours a day from my phone, but it was such a lie because I was actually working 24/7. I had no time for my family. I was posting the cringiest content. You can see, like, I had to scroll way back on my Instagram, posting videos of me banging on pans and doing, these videos are still posted. So if you really wanted them, you could scroll all the way back. But the reality is, I wasn't making any progress. I was feeling like an utter failure. I felt completely chained to Instagram and TikTok. And no matter how much I posted, I felt like I was just a hamster stuck in a wheel. It wasn't until I shifted to this evergreen first strategy layered with smart AI automation that everything changed. And today I really do create all of my content in 2 or 3 hours a week. And it works for me 24/7 while I'm able to focus on scaling, serving my clients, and spending time with my family. And now I want to show you how to do it this way too, because that schedule is not sustainable unless your entire business is really just posting on Instagram and nothing else. And I didn't just hit burnout, I slammed into it at 100 miles an hour. And I knew something had to change because that pace was not sustainable for me, for my marriage, for my family, for my health, for my business. But I want to share this family photo, and I put the date on it for a very specific reason. This photo was taken October 27th, 2022. This was like a low for me. I was so unhealthy. I was so unhappy. Well, it just so happens, I think the universe might have known that I needed a new direction in my business because a little under a month after that family photo was taken, a little company called OpenAI launched a product called ChatGPT, November 22nd, 2022, literally 3 weeks, not even 4 weeks later. And I chose to jump in and start learning. I think I saw it as a huge neon flashing sign that this was a huge opportunity to figure out how to embrace it, how to lean in, and how I could help other business owners get out of this cycle of burnout. And as they say, the rest was history. And here's how it's going now. I have never been happier and more fulfilled. I freaking love what I do. I am so passionate about my business. And I actually have the time to do it because it only takes me a couple hours a week to create all my content. I have multiple AI certifications. I'm a certified AI specialist. I had the time to create and host a podcast, which I never would have been able to do before. I have been featured in the media. I have time to serve my clients and scale my business and be a more present wife and friend and mother. And now I want to show you how to do all of this too. So if that sounds good, drop a hell yes in the chat. Let me know if you're ready. And let's talk about what you've probably been told and why it's keeping you stuck. Raise your hand or drop an emoji, the hand raise emoji in the chat if you've ever been told that the only way to grow your business, to stay more visible, is to post more content, more platforms, more showing up. Post everywhere, show up more, be everywhere all the time. But here's the thing. Real visibility doesn't come from doing more, right? It comes from doing things smarter. It comes from having a system that turns one solid piece of content into many, one that keeps working for long after you posted it, one that builds momentum without burning you out. And that's the shift that we're making today. So we've been told that consistency equals visibility, right? So we post more and we hustle harder and we batch on Sundays and we repost on Thursdays and we try to keep up. But here's the truth. The more content you create without a strategy, the more exhausted and the less effective you become. Because when you're posting from a place of exhaustion, guess what? It's really apparent. So your visibility problem isn't a volume problem. It's a system problem. And once you shift from the post more place to the build smarter place, everything changes because posting more isn't the answer. It's actually the problem. And let's look at the actual lifespan of your content across platforms. Twitter, maybe 15 minutes. Facebook, 5 or 6 hours. Instagram, maybe a day. LinkedIn, about 24 hours if it's a good post. And TikTok isn't even on this graphic because TikTok, if the algorithm really likes you that day, maybe a couple minutes. Now let's compare that to the longer form content like YouTube videos, Pinterest pins, and blog posts, which are really powerhouse posts. Because blog posts can be bringing in traffic for months or even years for you. In fact, blog posts alone can drive 38% of all traffic and still rank on Google for over 2 years without you even really having to touch them. So here's the question. If your content dies faster than your cell phone battery, is it really any wonder that you feel like you can never stop posting? That's why visibility doesn't come from more content. It comes from smarter, evergreen content. And that's the kind that keeps working even when you are resting. Now, let's talk about renting versus owning. And I'm sure this is something you've heard when people talk about owning and building an email list. But you don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or any of the other social platforms that we are spending hours creating content for. And boy, did we learn that lesson earlier this year, right? If one of these platforms disappears, like TikTok literally did in some countries earlier this year, so does everything you've built for that platform. Like poof, gone overnight. Your followers, your momentum, all gone. And I know so many business owners who have lost their accounts, often at no fault of their own. A friend of mine recently lost access to her Facebook account and had to fight tooth and nail to get it back. And stories like this are all too common, right? So I'd have to ask you, if the platform that you are relying on disappeared tomorrow, would your business survive it? That's why creating content that lives on platforms that you control and own, like your website, your blog, your podcast, your email list, isn't just smart. It's actually non-negotiable for long-term sustainability because visibility should never be at the mercy of an algorithm or a government decision. You deserve a system that keeps your content and your business safe, searchable, and working for you no matter the volatility of what happens out there. Now, imagine this instead. Instead of pouring all of your energy into content that disappears in a matter of hours, what if you use that same amount of time to create evergreen content? Content that keeps attracting traffic, building trust, and generating dream leads long after you've logged off. That's the shift. And here's what it looks like when your content doesn't expire. So I recently had someone find my podcast completely on her own. She binged a few of my episodes. She signed up for my software without ever talking to me. In fact, she signed up while I was sleeping. I woke up the next morning and had a new recurring software sign up. So literally made money in my sleep. And she booked a discovery call with me. on that 30-minute call, she said, and I have the transcript of the call. I heard your podcast about, are you a Frankenstein AI business? And I was like, get out of my head. How does she know me so well? So we wrapped up that 30-minute call and she booked a 4-figure done for you package where I was going to do some work for her. And because she already trusted me, she was ready to sign on the dotted line, on the bottom line. So my content had already done the heavy lifting of earning her trust, right? And that's the power of strategic evergreen content. It built the credibility. It established my credibility. It built and nurtured the audience with her. And it basically did the selling for me. So I showed up, we had the 30-minute call, but she was already ready to commit because she'd already listened to a bunch of the podcasts. She already knew I was an authority in the space, and she was ready to sign the bottom line. Even when I was offline, living my life, it was nurturing my dream client and lining her up so I was ready to close the deal. That's the power of evergreen content and long form content that social media content just can't do for you. I'm going to check in on the comments real fun. All right. Now let's talk about your time. So if you're like most entrepreneurs that I work with, your days are ridiculously jam-packed. You barely have time to eat lunch, let alone plan a week's worth of content. So the idea of adding something new, like a blog or a podcast or repurposing content, you're probably laughing at me going, yeah, right, Sarah, when the heck am I supposed to do that? But here's the truth. With the right systems, ones that combine smart evergreen content with AI and automation, you don't need an extra 20 hours in the week. I'm not telling you, hey, just sleep less and find the time to do this. You only need 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours to plan it, create it, and set it up to run in the background. In fact, I'm giving you time back. Imagine batching one high-value piece of content and then repurposing it into 10 to 20 pieces of additional short-form content across multiple platforms, scheduling it out so that your content keeps showing up consistently throughout the week, even when you don't have to show up. That is not a dream scenario. That is what students in my program are doing every single week. And if they can do it, so can you. So let's take a look at this. I just dropped this market research question in several Facebook groups this past week because I wanted to bring you really fresh data for this webinar. These are real comments from real business owners in multiple niches, just like you. And their feedback when I asked, how many hours per week are you spending creating social media content, range across the board, normally between 5 to 7, even 10 hours per week, just trying to keep up with content. And what breaks my heart is that these are not beginners. These are smart and capable entrepreneurs. And the problem isn't effort, it's the system, or more accurately, the lack of one. So what you're seeing here is that this is what burnout looks like before they've reached the breaking point. They're on the way. And this is exactly why I am so passionate about showing you a better way today. Because your time is way too valuable to waste on content that doesn't compound and grow. Now, this comment here stopped me in my tracks, not because it's rare, but because it's way too common. Someone answered 0 hours a week on content, not because they outsource it and not because they systematize it, but because they gave up. They said, I decided it wasn't worth my time anymore. And I can't help but wonder what happened next. Did she pivot to something else? Or is her business now just kind of like stuck in digital silence? Not growing, not visible, slowly fading out? Did she go to a different system of cold calling or DMing? And the thing is, it's not that she didn't care. It's that she hit that burnout wall at 100 miles an hour. She was exhausted. And if you've ever felt this too, that the effort just wasn't paying off, I want you to know that you are not alone. And it absolutely does not have to stay that way. So, real talk, I want to know how many hours a week you are spending creating content, writing captions, making reels, posting on stories, batching, the whole thing. Go ahead and drop your number in the chat and know that this is a no judgment zone because I see you. And I have heard everything from 5 to more than 20 hours a week. And it is no wonder people are feeling so burnt out. The wild part is that most of that content disappears in a day, right? It's like building a sandcastle at the beach, knowing that the ocean's going to come and wash it away before tomorrow. So you're not alone. Let's also talk about the real cost of content creation, not just the hours, but the return on those hours. Because if you're spending anywhere from, 5, 7 to 10 hours a week on social content, the question is how many paying clients have come directly from that content? Or how many sales are you getting from that content, right? Not just the likes from your business buddies, which is great. And I love supporting other business owners too. But how many clients and sales are you getting from that content? Has anyone ever said to you, hey, I saw that reel you posted last Tuesday and here's my credit card. I'm ready to sign. So if your content isn't leading to money, actual clients, then it's just busy work. And I'm not saying it never happens, but for most business owners, social media is not the thing that's driving consistent revenue. And if you're going to spend that much time creating content, shouldn't it at least be building long-term visibility, bringing in leads, and working to drive the needle forward for your business? Okay. I know that was rough. That was harsh. If it hit a nerve, here's what I need you to know. A lot of brilliant, hardworking entrepreneurs are pouring hours into content that's just not doing its job. But it's not your fault because this is what you've been taught to do. You've been taught to post more. So before we dive into the how, I want to give you a quick heads up that I'm summarizing here. I'm showing you the framework at a high level today because there is just so much more depth to what I can possibly pack into a 60-minute training. So if you decide to work with me inside AI Evergreen Content Machine, know that I will walk you through everything step by step and even show you exactly how to customize the system for your exact business and niche. But for now, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that what you see is the high level overview because otherwise this would be like a 5-hour webinar. So just know it goes a lot deeper inside the course. So I know the idea of a 2-hour a week system might sound too good to be true, especially if you're used to spending 8, 9, 10 hours a week creating content. But here's what it actually looks like when you have the right system in place. First, you can spend about 45 minutes creating a high quality piece of content like a blog post or a podcast episode or a YouTube video. And yes, it is entirely possible to only spend 45 minutes creating the entire piece of content when you have the right AI tool to help you create it. Then you spend about 30 minutes letting AI help you break down that one piece of content into multiple bite-sized platform-ready posts to help drive viewers on other platforms like social media back to your main piece of really juicy authority building content. Then you use about 30 minutes to schedule and automate those short form pieces of content across the platforms where your dream customers are most likely to see it. And finally, you spend 15 minutes checking your analytics, optimizing, and making any small tweaks. And that 2 focused hours a week creates a ripple effect across your visibility, builds your authority, and drives leads directly to you. So the key here isn't creating more, it's creating once and making it work everywhere. And let me say this loud and clear for the people in the back. You don't need more hours. You just need a better system. So the secret to staying visible isn't showing up more or hustling harder or spending every spare minute you have trying to keep up with changes in the algorithm or trending audios or TikTok dances. No, thank you. It's about creating once strategically and then letting that content keep working for you long term in places like Pinterest or Google or your email, even when you're making dinner or taking a weekend off. That's the kind of visibility that compounds and grows for your business over time. And that's exactly what we're talking about building today. I'm going to take a little quick break. All right. So one of the biggest misconceptions that I also hear about using AI is that it's cheating. So let me be super clear about this. AI is not about cheating or cutting corners. It is about creating breathing room in your business. So when you use it strategically, when you know how to use AI properly, AI can become your shortcut to high quality content and serious time saving. And I'm not just talking about like having a really good AI prompt for ChatGPT. This goes way beyond that. When you use AI strategically and the right way, it becomes your secret weapon to faster brainstorming, faster drafting, easier repurposing, higher quality content, better efficiency. And you're not just saving time, you're getting way higher quality content faster. And that means more visibility with less effort. Also, time saving. And AI doesn't replace your voice, it amplifies it. It makes your voice louder for more people to hear. So this isn't about sounding robotic or pumping out a bunch of generic fluff. AI is here to support your genius. And when you combine AI with evergreen content, that is when the magic happens. That is when we're getting into the real power. And this is how you scale sustainably. This is how you show up everywhere that your dream customers are without being glued to your phone or burning yourself out. So the formula that changes everything for you and your business is AI plus strategy. And in just a minute, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I help you put this into action. Just look at my elbow inside my step-by-step program. This is what happens when you talk with your hands a lot. That really hurt. It was my funny bone. So it is here. AI is here to get you off that content treadmill. If you feel like you've never been able to get off, if you've just been running and running and running and running in your business for however long you've been in business, and you've never been able to pull that safety key because you feel like the second you stop moving, your business is going to lose all of its visibility and all of its momentum, the way that you pull the safety key without your business going underwater is by using AI and evergreen content. So the other thing I want to point out is that we are at a precipice with AI. We are right now in the early days of what many people are calling the AI gold rush. And just like with the internet or social media in the early 2000s, the people who leaned in early, they won big. According to PwC, AI could contribute up to 15.7 trillion with a T to the global economy by 2030. And yes, that is just 5 years from now. And 83% of companies say AI is a top strategic priority for their growth. Additionally, businesses already using AI are seeing an average productivity boost of 40%. This is your moment to lean in hard to AI. But the difference here is that you don't need a massive team or a fancy degree or a ginormous, yes, that's a very technical term, budget. You just need to know how to use the tools that are already available and that are extremely affordable and accessible to you. And that's what I teach you to do strategically, efficiently, and in a way that fits into your already very full and very busy lifestyle. I also want to point out the fact that AI is currently a once in a lifetime opportunity. So, right now, we are right here in the early adopter to early majority phase of the AI adoption curve. That means that you are not too late, but you are kind of at a crossroads. So you have a question to ask yourself. Do you wait until it becomes saturated? And at that point, you are playing catch up with your competitors. Or do you lean in now, learn how to use AI very strategically, and give your business a competitive edge while others are still stuck in that wait and see mindset? This moment won't last forever. The business owners who start now will be light years ahead in just 6 months, not to mention a year or two from now. So, this is a really unique point in time for people who are ready to lean in and truly learn how to use AI. And I'm not just talking about like putting prompts into ChatGPT. Additionally, using AI isn't just a bunch of flashy tools, right? It is a truly smart business decision with real, tangible results. So let's talk about the return on investment, because that's what we're really here for, right? Because without a system, content creation becomes a full-time job with, at best, part-time results. You're still spending 5 to 10 hours a week creating content, and you're still feeling like you're pretty invisible online. But with a simple evergreen strategy powered with AI, you can cut that down to 2 hours per week and get better results. That means more reach, more trust, and more conversions. Money in the bank. AI doesn't just save you time, it builds you a scalable visibility engine that actually brings in ROI, return on investment, because we're running businesses here, right? Not hobbies. Look at the example I gave about the client who signed up for my software while I was sleeping and signed on the dotted line with a 4-figure commitment after a 30-minute. That is an example, a pretty significant return on investment. So, if posting more isn't the answer, what is? Well, you need a system that creates strategic, evergreen visibility without training you to content every day, right? And that's exactly what I will show you with the S.A.V.E. method. SEO, automate, visibility, and evergreen. This is a system that gives you the consistent long-term visibility without burning you out. And that's exactly what I have built in the S.A.V.E. method. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start hustling for every click and finally have a content system that works with you and not against you, I would love to introduce you to AI Evergreen Content Machine. So if you see how when you combine strategy and AI, you can create high impact content that attracts your dream clients without needing to be online 24/7, let me know in the comments. And I'm going to introduce you to my method of doing that through AI Evergreen Content Machine. But first, I want you to really sit with this for a second. So if you don't make a change, what do you stand to lose? Because it's not just the hours that you're wasting creating content that disappears, right? It's the dream clients who are not finding you. It's the energy that you're burning through just trying to keep up. And it's the offers that you've also poured your heart into that are not getting seen. And let's also be honest, it's every week that you wait is a week that you're not getting that time back. A week that your competitors likely are starting to learn AI, and a week that your momentum is continuing to stall. It's not about working harder. It's about making smarter moves. And for you, that starts right now. But by sitting on this, you're also not just delaying better content, you're delaying your life as well. So, what could you do if content wasn't draining 5 or 10 hours a week? Would you be able to spend more time with your kids, actually being present, not kind of distracted and thinking about tomorrow's posts? Or maybe would you finally launch a podcast or a YouTube channel that you've been pushing off because you don't think you have the time to do it right now? Or would you finally plan that family vacation without bringing your laptop and bashing content in the hotel room? Because your time is your most valuable asset. So why keep spending it on content that disappears in 24 hours? I want to encourage you to remember that this is the moment where you get to decide, are you going to keep trading your time for scraps of visibility, or are you going to buy back your time once and for all? Here are just a few of the things that will shift for you after just 5 modules of AI Evergreen Content Machine. You could create all of your weekly content in 2 hours and then get back to the business of actually running your business or enjoying your weekends. Your content could show up even when you don't. And it could be building trust and visibility and momentum behind the scenes. You would start feeling proud of what you're sharing rather than rushed and scattered or scrambling last minute. And you'll finally stop asking yourself, what the heck do I post today? And instead start feeling like the CEO of your message. And best of all, you won't be glued to social media anymore because your business will be growing anyway. These are just a few of the things that will shift for you after you implement the AI Evergreen Content Machine method. For me personally, not only did I experience a huge release almost immediately when I let go of the pressure and the anxiety of the need to constantly be posting in order to maintain my business visibility, but my business also took off. In fact, a few months ago, I stopped posting on social media entirely for almost 6 weeks as a bit of an experiment. And in that same time period, my website traffic increased over 1,500%. And if I'd been stuck in that endless burnout loop of constantly creating for social media, frankly, I wouldn't have had the bandwidth to launch my podcast or create blog posts or YouTube content. And that longer form searchable content is ultimately what ended up bringing in some very lucrative high ticket clients in that very same time period. And that short form social media content wouldn't have nurtured those clients the same way. So not only did stopping social media really not hurt my business at all, it actually brought me some substantial lucrative business in the same time period. And on top of that, I was more relaxed than I ever had been while I was taking a social media break. And you can have that same sense of ease and energy too. So let's start. I'm going to walk you through what is inside the course and let you know what is included. But let me take a peek. And okay, peek at the comments. Okay. So let's start with a quick foundation, and I'm going to walk you through the module. So in module 1, we build the strategic plan that 95% of entrepreneurs completely skip. So they're constantly stuck wondering, what the heck do I post? But instead, in module 1, you'll finally clarify your content pillars. You'll plan out 90 days of content in advance and learn how to get your content showing up in search for years. By the end of module 1, you'll go from reactive, scattered content to a plan that works 24/7. So you're not relying on trends and algorithms, so your own energy to stay visible. Once that foundation is in place, we move on to module 2, which is SEO optimized evergreen content creation. This is where your 2-hour week starts to really take shape. In module 2, you really learn how to write, record, or film high content, high converting content that ranks on Google and builds your authority. Inside this module, I show you how to use AI very strategically to create content faster, but still sound just like you. So at the end of this module, you will have a very simple, repeatable weekly workflow that gets better results with way less time. Then we move on to module 3, which is AI-powered repurposing. This is honestly my favorite module. This is where we take one piece of content and turn it into dozens. So you will use AI to repurpose your blog or podcast or video into social posts, emails, Pinterest pins, you name it. No more guessing what to say or trying to reinvent the wheel every time. You will finally be able to show up everywhere that your audience hangs out, all without spending your whole week creating content. By the end, you will have weeks of content done in under an hour. Module 4 is all about visibility and multi-platform distribution. And this is where we automate and distribute your content across all the right platforms at the right time so that you stay visible even when you're offline. This is how you escape the hamster wheel and start building long-term authority. We also track the metrics that matter so you know what's actually driving your business growth. And by the end of this module, your visibility is running itself, giving you peace of mind and better results. Finally, in the last module, Evergreen Optimization and Growth Engine, we turn your content system into a profit system. So you'll connect your content to real revenue through funnels and automation and advanced strategies that grow for your business over time. This is where you go from, I hope this post gets engagement, to knowing that your content is bringing in leads and sales on autopilot. And by the end, you will have a scalable, high impact system that grows with or without you showing up daily. Now, I know that watching lessons is one thing, but what really moves the needle is implementation with support. And that's why when you join AI Evergreen Content Machine, you're also getting 8 weeks of live office hours with me. So every week you can pop in, ask questions, get feedback, troubleshoot, refine your strategy, get feedback on your content, or just soak up the momentum with other students. So whether you're stuck, you want help improving your prompts, or you need a second pair of eyes, I've got you. So this bonus alone is a $1,200 value. And honestly, it is the kind of real-time support that most courses just don't offer. And it's exactly what helps my students to implement faster, stay accountable, and see real results sooner. So this isn't just a self-paced course. It is a guided experience, and you will not be doing it alone. All right, let's break this down so you can really see the full value of what's inside. Full access to the course, step-by-step blueprint to create high-impact content. The value of just the core course alone is $1,000. And the super bonus of the live office hours with me is $1,200, bringing the total value to $2,200. But of course, you're not paying anywhere near that. The regular price of the full program is $597. However, for a limited time, I am putting this program on an additional summer sale because I believe you shouldn't have to choose between showing up for your business and enjoying your life, especially during the summer when so many of us want the ability to unplug, take a vacation, or just spend time with our families without the constant pressure of content. So I created this summer sale because I want to help you build the kind of system that gives you both success and sanity. So this could be the most stress-free and profitable summer that you've ever had in your business, but only if you have the right systems in place. So with that being said, you can enroll today for just $497. That is $100 off, but only for a limited time. And this is where things really get fun. Also, I know that we are reaching the end of the hour, and what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to put the offer in, what did I just do? Okay. This is where, when I said that I don't know how to use Webinar Jam. There we do. I'm going to put the offer in the chat because I'm aware that some of you may need to hop off at the hour. So I'm going to go through all of the bonuses now, but you should be seeing the offer in the chat. Let me know if you are not, because I want to be conscious of the fact that some people may have to hop off at the hour. But I have a whole bunch of amazing bonuses that I want to go over with you. So let's roll through them. And I have now lost my presenter screen. Is the offer, can someone let me know, is the offer showing up in the chat? It should pop up like a box. Let me know. This is where we are in this together, because I am learning Webinar Jam while we go. Let me know if you are seeing it. It should pop up at the top. Yes. Thank you, Megan. Okay. So I have some really awesome bonuses that I am so excited about sharing with you. All right. So I cannot tell you how excited I am about these. You are not doing this alone, and you don't have to become a prompt engineer to use AI. So when you join, you also get access to 3 custom-built AI assistant GPTs specifically to support everything that I'm teaching you inside of the program. The first one is the Evergreen Content Planning Assistant. I actually call her Connie because she's the content assistant. So this tool is going to help you map out your entire content strategy in minutes. No more sitting there thinking, what do I post this week? Connie is going to ask you questions about your business, your brand, your offer, what you want your content to be about, and get to know you and your business really, really well, and then give you a plug and play content plan tailored to your niche in your business. So you will always know what to post and why it matters. The second AI assistant is your 14-day fast track assistant. And yes, I gave her name too. Her name is Franny. She is kind of your shortcut to quick wins. And she's going to guide you specifically through your first 2 weeks implementing the course to help you with those bite-sized tasks so you're never stuck wondering what to do next. Think of her like your personal accountability buddy. So she's really going to help you gain momentum fast, gain confidence, and start seeing quick wins right away. And your last one is a Pinterest title and description assistant. And yes, I named her. Her name is Penny. So she's going to help you with coming up with descriptions and titles for Pinterest. If you are not using Pinterest, you should be. It is the dream evergreen platform. All of your offers, everything you're creating should be put on Pinterest. And if you've been overwhelmed by it, Penny, your Pinterest assistant, is going to help you fast track how you're getting content onto Pinterest. So the combined value of these 3 custom assistants is $597. The next bonus is your visibility toolkit. This one saves you serious time. And I'm sorry, these ones do not have cutesy human names. However, inside of your visibility toolkit, you have an AI prompt vault. So if you are relatively new to using AI tools, you will love the prompt vault because it's going to help you learn how to prompt your AI tool to get really great output. I've got a ton of AI prompts in here, and the more you start to use the prompts that are in here, the better you will get naturally at prompting AI on your own, and these can be used across the board in all types of AI tools. Next, I have automation templates for you so that you will never be stuck on your own in tech setup hell. And that will help you to do all of the tech setup and all of the automation so that you can set it and forget it and walk away and let your business run on its own. Believe me, that's going to be a huge time saver for you. And the last one is your Evergreen Content Idea Bank. And again, time saver. So if you haven't noticed, there is a major theme with the visibility toolkit. This one is packed with evergreen content ideas designed specifically to help you boost your visibility, attract your ideal audience, but it also includes a lot of plug and play templates to help you bring those ideas to life. You're getting different blog post style templates, podcast and video outline templates, and a lot of proven formats that take the guesswork out of how should I structure this. So the combined value of the resources inside of the visibility toolkit is $593. But wait, this one is my favorite because this bonus, the train your AI to talk just like you, is arguably the most powerful bonus in the entire program. Because if you kind of played around with AI and thought, nothing that comes out of these tools ever sounds like me, I'm spending more time editing it than it's worth, this will solve that problem for you once and for all. Inside of this bonus, which is another custom GPT that I have built for you, and yes, it has a name too, it's called Bridget for Brand Voice Bridget, you will learn how to teach every AI tool you ever use how to authentically, confidently, and awesomely sound exactly like you. No one will be able to tell that you used AI to create this content. It will feel so on brand, so much like you, and be ready to post without awkward rewrites or cringy edits. And even better, like I said, it is universal across every AI tool that you will use. So once you build your custom brand voice prompt, you can plug it in anywhere. It could be a headline generator, a video script, an email tool, you name it. No more starting from scratch. No more, this just sounds like a robot vibes. Clear, confident content that sounds like you from day one, like your best possible voice every single time. This is an incredibly powerful bonus. And I also have a pay in full bonus. I am so excited about this one because I'm going to actually be teaching this live as a workshop. This is going to be a workshop that I teach to teach you how to create really gorgeous, high converting images and videos using AI. So if you've never designed a thing in your life, cool. Join me in this workshop. You will learn a ton. You're going to learn how to create scroll stopping graphics and visuals that match your brand and your message, how to save absolutely hours every week by using AI to generate all of that content for you, and how to create your own AI avatar so that you can show up for your business without ever having to show up on camera. So if you want to create talking head reels, but you really hate being on camera, you never have to do it again. No makeup, no filters, no, I don't want to be on camera today. Just really smart strategic tools that let you stay visible for your business without having to actually be on camera. And because this is a live training, you will get to attend, you will get to ask questions, you will get to learn in real time, get my feedback live in real time. This bonus is valued at $597 and it is yours free if you pay in full. And I'm going to give you a sneak preview. Every single one of these images of me was done with AI. And I could animate all of these and turn them into videos. I could make every single one of these into a B-roll video that could be background for reels in a matter of seconds. So I am so excited to teach this live workshop. It is going to be so much fun. And I cannot wait to get started with this one, because if you love learning about new tools, this one is so much fun. I have had so much fun playing with this stuff already. Can you tell I'm a nerd? I love stuff like this. So let's do a quick recap of everything you're getting today. I know I just threw a ton of information at you. This isn't just a course. It is an entire system complete with coaching, custom tools, templates, AI support, and even a live design workshop. The full value of everything you see here is $4,284. But because it is my summer sale, you are getting it all for $497. And honestly, that is less than most people spend on software. And honestly, most people aren't even using that software effectively. And this system is actually going to help you make money. So if you are already nodding your head thinking, I need this yesterday, this is your moment, the full course, all the bonuses, weekly office hours, support, and the special paid full bonus, all for $497 as part of my summer sale. You can either click on the link in the chat, or you can go to thesarahbaker.com/AI-evergreen-content-machine. Yes, I chose a very long slug. Didn't think that all the way through. All right, and now I've got one more thing to share, which is an extra special bonus for those of you who are ready to say yes and just get started right now. For the first 10 people who enroll during this workshop, I'm also going to include a custom built GPT assistant made by me just for you. This isn't just any AI bot. This is an AI assistant trained in your brand voice, customized for your niche, and built to help you with the exact kinds of content or tasks that you do most often. So, whether that is writing captions or creating SOPs or crafting calls to action or organizing your content strategy, this is like handing the reins to an AI teammate who knows your business inside and out. So, if you already know this is the system that you have been waiting for, and you're one of the first 10 to jump in, you will walk away with a trained assistant in your pocket. So if you've ever thought, oh my gosh, I wish I could just clone myself for this, this is the next best thing. So if you are one of the first 10 to sign up, I will reach out to you. I will have you fill out a form. You get to choose what your AI assistant does for you, and I will build it and deliver it to you, and you will have a completely custom AI assistant. Including the value of the AI assistant, the grand total value of the course is $4,581, and it is yours today for $497. Let's go over a couple of quick FAQs. One of the most common questions I hear is, do I need to be on every social platform? And the answer to that is absolutely not. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes that I see business owners make is trying to be everywhere all at once, thinking more platforms equals more results. But the truth is, visibility isn't about being everywhere. It's about showing up strategically where your audience is actually paying attention and where they're ready to buy. So inside AI Evergreen Content Machine, I actually help you identify your top 1 to 2 high impact platforms based on your audience and your strengths and your goals. So instead of burning out trying to keep up with every algorithm, you build a lean content machine that multiplies your reach without multiplying your workload. So no, you can ditch the pressure of all the platforms and focus on where your content counts most. Another question I get a lot is people who tell me, I've tried batching and repurposing before and it never works. So how is this different? And I get it. If you've tried batching and repurposing or content calendars and sometimes it just didn't work. But the difference here is that most systems fall apart because they rely 100% on you and your energy and your willpower and your time. So the second that you get really busy in either your business or your life, of course it falls apart. And this isn't that. Inside Content Machine, I teach you how to create a repeatable AI-powered system that doesn't break the moment that life gets busy. You're not winging it with Canva and a random Trello board. Instead, you've got a clear strategy, an automation flow, and smart AI tools, and the AI tools are doing the heavy lifting for you. So this program is about turning content into a machine, hence the name, one that runs even when you're off the clock. And that's what makes this stick. It's not another batch for the week and hope for the best type program. This is a rinse and repeat system that scales with you and works without you. Do I get lifetime access? Heck, yes. The big discrepancy, or not discrepancy, that's not the right word, but you do get 8 weeks of coaching. And the reason I put a cap on that is because I want you to show up and get started right away. And if I give you lifetime access to coaching, there will be people who don't even log into the portal for months. And guess what? Your content machine doesn't build itself. You have to show up and build the machine in order to see the result. So you have lifetime access to the course. And the reason for that is because AI is moving at light speed right now. So I will be updating the content inside the course, not necessarily the core system, because that core content isn't going anywhere, meaning the S.A.V.E method is pretty solid, but I will be adding new AI tools. I will be adding updates. I will be hosting new live workshops if there are substantial updates that all students in the course need to know about. However, if I offered lifetime access to coaching, it wouldn't incentivize people to log in and get started and build their machines right away. So there's a method to my madness. I want you to log in and take quick action. because you won't see the results unless you do it right away. Will this help with things like SEO and repurposing? 100% yes. The first two modules, in fact, cover a lot of the SEO content, and then repurposing is more modules 3 and 4. And what is the refund policy? I have a refund policy that I call my 14-day risk-free guarantee, but I want to note it is designed for action takers only. And here it is. If you do the work, you show me your results within 14 days of enrolling, and you're still not satisfied, I will gladly give you a refund. I want you to jump into the course and complete the first 2 modules. Show me that you've put in the effort, that you've mapped your content pillars, and that you've started your first evergreen piece. If you do the work and you still feel like this system just isn't right for you, email me within 14 days, show me your completed work, and we'll issue a full refund. What this is not is a change my mind refund policy. This is for committed action takers only. I believe so wholeheartedly in this system, and I believe in you. So if you show up and you put in the effort, but you still feel like this system is not for you, I will give you a refund. All right. I did promise oh gosh, what did I do with the link? Give me a second. I promised the show up to the end guarantee link. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to minimize this. Give me a second. It's behind there. Let's see if I can guess it. Hold on. This is me trying to guess. What did I call it? Oh, I got it. Wet and a little. I said I would put a link. That right there is the link to the stay to the end top 20 tools list. Since I said I would put it in at the FAQs, and then we will finish. So if all this did was save you 10 hours each week, so you could finally focus on growing your business instead of constantly creating content, would it be worth it? Or if you enrolled just 1 or 2 aligned high-value clients each month, how much revenue would that add to your business over the next 6 months or the next year? Now imagine doing that consistently with content that was already created and scheduled and quietly working for you in the background. No more scrambling, no more burnout, just visibility that brings in the right people at the right time. That's what this system sets up for you. So let me ask you honestly, if all this did was help you bring in 1 or 2 new dream clients a month, would it be worth the $497 investment? And if your offer is even $500 or $1,000, you'd be earning back that investment almost immediately. And if all this did was let you unplug for a weekend without your audience forgetting you. Because let's be honest, when was the last time you truly unplugged? No batching, no scrambling, no guilt that your engagement was about to tank. With an evergreen content system in place, your content keeps showing up even when you don't. So if all this did was give you the freedom to step away for a weekend or a week without losing momentum or disappearing from your audience's mind, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you grow a consistent audience without being chained to your phone, because that's what brought so many of us here, right? The constant pressure to be on, to post and reply and record and scroll. It's exhausting. And it's not why you started this business. You deserve a strategy that builds your audience without stealing your time or draining your energy. So if all this did would give you permission to finally put the phone down without sacrificing growth, would it be worth it? Is that worth $497? So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, this would be worth it, then let's stop spinning on the fence and start building the content system that actually works for you. At this point, you've seen the strategy, you've seen the tools, and you've seen how it saves time and grows your audience and brings in clients on autopilot. So now the decision is yours. You can keep doing things the hard way, wasting hours every week, glued to your phone, chasing engagement, or you can step into a simpler, smarter system that frees you up to run your business and live your life. Right now, you can grab the full AI Evergreen Content Machine system including over $4,500 in value for just $497. Let's take back your time. Let's make this the season that your business starts working without the burnout. Click the button and grab your spot, and I can't wait to welcome you inside this program. You can go to thesarahbaker.com/AI-evergreen-content-machine. That is a very long website. But before we go, I want to make this decision even easier for you because I know sometimes cash flow is real, even when the opportunity is right. And that's why we've also added a payment plan option to help you say yes today without the full upfront cost. The regular payment plan for AI Evergreen Content Machine is 3 payments of $239. But as part of the summer sale, you can lock it in today for just 3 payments of $197. That means for under $200, you will have access to the entire course, all of the bonuses, less the paid in full bonus, all of the templates, and lifetime access, plus the ability to get started right away building your Evergreen Content Machine. So if you've been thinking to yourself, this sounds amazing, but I need a little wiggle room right now, this is your moment. Click the button in the chat, choose the installment plan option, and let's get started. All right, if you have stayed with me until now, first of all, thank you. I know your time is valuable, and I am so glad you showed up for yourself today. And like I promised, I do have the top 20 time-saving AI tools for content creation. I dropped it in the chat a few minutes ago since I know that I went a little long. Sorry about that. And thank you for everyone who has stayed on with me. So you can grab that bonus. And like I said, inside you will find my handpicked most powerful AI tools that save you time on content strategy, writing, editing, graphics, repurposing, and more. And these are not just random tools. I have tested and used them all personally. This is a highly curated list specifically for busy entrepreneurs like you who want to spend less time on content and more time on running your business or just living your life. So go ahead and grab that. And let's take one final look at everything you're getting when you join AI Evergreen Content Machine today. You are getting the full 5-module system that teaches you the S.A.V.E. method, how to create, optimize, repurpose, and distribute content using AI for long-term visibility and sales, 8 weeks of office hours support so you never feel stuck, 3 custom AI assistants to help you plan content, fast-track your implementation, and get discovered, the visibility toolkit, the train your AI to talk like you custom GPT, the paid in full bonus, which is the live training on how to use AI to create stunning visuals and videos. Plus, if you're one of the first 10 to enroll, you also get a custom GPT built just for your business by me. I remember the entire stack, everything included is $4,581. But today, during the summer sale, you can get it all for $497 or 3 installments of $197. You are getting so much value here. And that's just all the stuff. Don't forget that you are also getting the time saving, the freedom, and the peace of mind for yourself when you implement this system in your own business. That is a wrap on the webinar recording. I hope that gave you a whole new perspective on what's possible when you stop trying to out-hustle the algorithm and start letting your content do the heavy lifting and work for you. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, I need this kind of system in my business like yesterday, then now is the time to join me inside AI Evergreen Content Machine. The cart is officially open, but only until Saturday at midnight Eastern. After that, the doors are closing. Inside this course, I am going to walk you through exactly how to use AI to plan, create, optimize, and repurpose your content so that you can finally step off the content treadmill and still grow your business. You will find the link to enroll right in the show notes of this episode, along with the replay if you want to go back and watch the full video version with the slides. And if you have any questions, my DMs are always open. I am happy to help you figure out if this is the right fit for you and your business. That's it for today's episode. I will see you back here next week, same time, same place. And hopefully, I will see you inside the course too. I'll see you really soon. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Savvy 101 AI and Automation Made Easy. If today's episode made tech a little less intimidating for you, I would be so grateful if you'd leave a review and let me know what you loved. Don't forget to check out the show notes for links to any resources I mentioned today. Be sure to follow Tech Savvy 101 wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Tune in for AI in Action on Tuesdays for quick, practical AI tips, and join me on Thursdays for full-length episodes. Until next time, keep shattering that tech ceiling.